Pax. Journey Home. Chapter 43. Pax ran. He traveled for 2 days without rest. So eager was he to make his way back to his family. But at the spot on the path where he could first see his home, he stopped short. 2 big, glossy kits tumbled on tall, sturdy legs across the bowl of grass in front of the shed. Bristle lay on the step above them, relaxed but keeping watch, a patch of sun burnishing her shoulders to copper. Pax climbed the boulder beside the path and sat. His sons were upwind and would not scent him, and in his amazement he wanted a moment just to watch them. They were all well matched now. The bear-like one was still larger and could easily knock his brother to the ground. But the smaller one had grown tall, and he was agile. He could turn, he could wriggle free, and pounce before the larger one could turn around. They were so different from the kit Pax had just left. Their movements were fluid, no longer clumsy, and they seemed tireless. Over and over they tumbled, all jump and swagger, growling and nipping in mock menace. And over they sprang apart, charmed by whatever wonders, swaying raspberry canes, crickets, their own tails, begged them to investigate. Swelled with pride and love, Pax rose. At the same moment, Bristle's face turned towards his. Her ears perked, she flicked her tail. She bounded off the steps over her frolicking kits. Pax leaped from the boulder at a run, too. He greeted his mate with glad nuzzles and barks, but instantly the 2 big kits crashed into them, pawing and kissing their way to their father. Bristle stepped back. Up close to his sons, Pax was surprised again by how large and strong they had grown. They knocked into him. They sprang onto his back, pressing their muscles to his. Together they made a show of pouncing on a pine cone, as though it were a mouse, batting it between themselves. Then they took turns tearing off to show some other skill they'd acquired, then charging back to express more love. At last they collapsed into a heap, panting against Pax's side in the sunshine. Only then did Bristle rejoin her mate. She bathed Pax, taking care over his ears, his whiskers, the cracked rib, the paws that had traveled so many miles for their family. She rubbed her cheek over him, mingling their scents. As she did, Bristle found the traces of her daughter. Through Runt, she had learned that the little vixen was very ill. She has died? No, she lives. Pax related all. At first, Bristle was upset by the news that the boy, Peter, had had her kit. But after Pax assured her that their daughter would not have survived the journey home, she quieted. Some humans were not dangerous, she had learned. The ones at the reservoir had been peaceful. They had shared bounty. You trust this human? I trust my boy. He will take care of her? Yes, Pax was certain, and Bristle took comfort. But their family had been diminished by one. Pax and Bristle led their grief call, and although the brother kits had never heard it, they had been born with the cry in their throats. After a moment, Runch emerged and loped over to join them. Standing fur to fur, 5 foxes wailed, and the calls sang of the absence that was theirs alone, and of all the losses in the world, and it sang of the joy that remained.